Hey, welcome back to Paranormasight. We are detectives, we got funky music, we're going to investigate during the day. And it's gonna be less scary? Who knows? It's okay, it's funk music time. Yeah, I'm thinking. There's a lot we need to do, but not a lot we can. This ain't looking good. We're gonna run out of time if we don't do something. Gotta keep moving. Hell yeah! Oh, where's my cool music? Aw, man. I was so ready to party hard. Tommy's help, huh? Well, I was kind of in a detective groove and it's called Fancy Sushi, so I'm in. The dusk fast approaching, they have no time to waste. With that in mind, Tatsumi and Ario direct their investigation towards Komagata High School and the Shiraishi residence. Interesting. Exciting. Yeah, we're back, baby. Okay. Komagata High School. Which one to go to first? You know, might as well jump in. There's people around. Tatsumi, 9 a.m. These guys should have some coffee. Here we are, Komagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. The news of the dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. The atmosphere is kind of tense with this many cops around. Yeah. The school gates will stay locked while forensics inspects the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. Fine. I see. Oh, a gymnasium. Komagata High's gymnasium also serves as a polling place and evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. Okay, well, goodbye. We're investigating. And we'll only die later at night. Near the Shiraishi household. We're gonna have some sushi. It seems like Michio's house is at the end of this road. We don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. Yeah, I guess we are intimidating. So the Shiraishi household. There's a chance that Michio didn't actually kill herself. It might be for the best that we didn't find her parents. Surroundings. The houses are really crammed together in these narrow alleyways. Strangers like us walking through definitely stand out. It really feels like old Tokyo. It's quiet. This place is normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going, but it seems like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents. Guess that's everything. So the Shiraishi household. Okay. All right, I'll go check the house. My boy. Now what? Now what do I do? Do I just look at cool stuff? Love the music, though. I'm having a great time. Ario's off checking the Shiraishi household. I'll just wait till he gets back. Oh. Oh, you're back. No luck, boss. No one home? Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Okay, they're not home. Ario looks kind of disappointed. Poor boy. Looks like no one's home right now. Let's try again later. Alright, we're going back to the school, baby. We're having a crazy 9 a.m. as we continuously go from place to place. Here we are, Kamagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are... Okay. Something I can do here. This place isn't only connected to the case because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the Fool's Procession, and of course where the teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Yes. Alright, speaking of schools. What is it? You said Paranormal Affairs can't help us right now. So why don't we get that psychic high schooler you mentioned to help us? A lot of people involved in this case lead back to this school anyway, so it might make things easier to have them with us. For a guy who questioned me on the legality of working with them, you sure seem eager to exploit underage labor. Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine. When did you become such a smooth talker? Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know where they are. Oh, I see. I wonder if there's anyone who could help us scout out the area. Oh. Yoshimi also looked out for these students as a Sumida city officer. Juvenile delinquency had been a growing problem for years now. The school is no exception. Midpoint of the Showa era saw a marked increase in delinquency among young people. A wave of violent incidents targeting teachers as well as students and often involving weapons consumed the nation's middle and high schools. Bozozoku motorcycle gangs also enjoyed their heyday around this time. Japan arrest rates reached a historical peak during this period, and pompadoured Yankees and female sukeban delinquents became a common sight on the streets. This youth rebellion is often framed as a reaction to universal education policy or the pressure of highly competitive entrance exams, but its causes are likely manifold, extending far beyond the deficiencies of the education system. Yeah. We are dealing with that right now. I wonder if there's anyone who can help us scout the area. I guess... Cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation changes, select resume to try again. Pressing suspend will turn you to story. Okay. Well, I guess we can't continue being cool detectives. It's time to be another cool detective. / be a housewife who is slightly unhinged. Throughout the night, Richter continues to gather information about the cursed stones, while Harue lies awake until dawn, preoccupied by the prospect of bringing her lost child back to life. Ah, not sleeping. The perfect mental health choice. Ooh, 10 a.m. Doing a good job staying awake. Shigima Mansion. Good morning, ma'am. How are you feeling? Fine. I'm fine. I hope we can make good progress today. How's your cursed stone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible that its powers can only be unleashed at night, then. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had. Very well, let's talk. We may be surrounded by curses and death, but it matters little. My only concern is whether I can see my child again. Yes. Mansion. This is the old mansion where I was born and raised. Surroundings. The town is beginning to wake up once more. The clamor of society can be heard from beyond the garden gates. Like any day, a cloud of pollution drifts out from the industrial area. We are great at parties. there a sick sticker somewhere? That's not a sticker. Entrance. No one's in the mansion at the moment. The door has been locked shut. The housekeeper has already left after cleaning and preparing food. What a life. Richter Kai. He's looking a bit tired. He must have been up all night investigating. Seriously. By the way, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. And what's that? Our current plan to steal a cursed stone that's already absorbed soul dregs, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with a curse bearer and have him use the right for our purpose. Oh. I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? So as long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect. Compensation. Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be so... It wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, would it? Of course, why any amount would be fine if it'd get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom. Okay, that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. Let's put up an ad about the curse bearers. Do you have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning? No, I haven't. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in the area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found, but they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Oh my. Only 3. That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul dregs. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little on the low side. With this little activity all through the night, the curse bearers must be a cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection? There may be still some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough soul dregs yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. And then we offer them the deal. Interesting. None of the curse bearers seem very proactive. Wonder if this situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. Now that's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first tamed the curse stone. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they are likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers? You've got a sharp mind, man. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite. This would be very risky, since a curse bearer, they themselves would become a target. So, it'd actually be more convenient for them if the curse bearer moved less aggressively. That's right, but despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls, while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start? Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is the safer course of action, which is why I figured it'd be best for us to attempt the same strategy. So, how should we do it? There's still a reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. How do you suppose we do so? At this point, all we can do is search. Yeah. If there's a mastermind inciting the curse bearers to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection? Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught. Do you want to give up, ma'am? Never. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into all of them. But I only managed to get detailed information on 2. You're quick. Suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. Oh yeah, Harui knows. I appreciate the flattery. First, there's Ayame Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoriko Park. Is that Tsumi's, daughter? Our detective's daughter? Is that his name, Tatsumi? Yeah, Tatsumi! Okay. Whoop. Have you determined her address? You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire. I called every single university with Yukioi in the curriculum pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on her place on the way here. Doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her. And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She is planning to steal the cursed stones, just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. Agreed, she's weird. Next is a tall man who is dressed in black. I met him near Kinshicho. He stood out with the way he's dressed. I managed to get some good information from him. Impressive. What can I say? He works as a secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct? Yes, they've been here for a while, but it's only in the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seemed to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assumed she'd want her factories running at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment had to be shut down. That's right. Even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment. Oh. Anyways, it was Richter. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. I should have better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they'll be interested in seeing if the right would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare. Ha! Now that's an interesting thought. Ran into one more suspicious young man last night. This one seemed to be out collecting soul dregs, right? Indeed. Couldn't get a good look at him, though I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Well, that's a shame. But I can make an educated guess. Oh? You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the rite of resurrection? The one that lives near here? His name is Hideki Araishi, and the man I met was very similar in stature. Oh my. Even he is involved? How awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first. Fair enough. Fair enough. Understandable. Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. I prefer to ascertain who else is a curse bearer. First, I'll return to Hihaku Soaps to see that man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Warigesui Street. Yeah, Shogo works there. About the kidnapping. I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Komagata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher. His name was Kohei Junuichi. Junuichi. Anyway. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure. It's possible. But regardless, this means the two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It would be wise to pay it a visit. Understood. What else about the serial killings? In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Honjo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. But those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries' curses? Can we really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might have wrapped up in this one too. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. Yeah. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue with our investigation? What do you want to do? If you still can't use the cursed stone, taking a walk should be a fine place to start. Right. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am. Where should I go to begin my search? Which places have stood out to me the most so far? Yeah, let's just go to the high school. We care about our son, Shuichi. I miss him so much. Here, we're at Ground Zero, Komagata High School. I guess it's logical that the police has got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here, after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. Hell yeah. Oh, look at them all looking schoolish. Like really cool stickers somewhere. Please, I need a sticker. Is that a sticker? The news has attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. I'm pretty sure we don't blend in. I mean, look at us. Like, I'm a housewife, you're investigator extraordinaire. It seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry had been strictly prohibited. Alright. He appears to be wary of those police officers. Maybe the police really do have something against private investigators. Just like in those detective novels. Oh, why did it turn that way? Something up that way. Surroundings. Gym. No? No gym? Alright, well, there's nothing here. Time to go to Midoriko Park, or Midoricho. Yeah, it's fine. We're here. This is Midoriko Park. Yamitono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. It seems picking up Ayame's trail is out of the question for now. Why did we even come here? For fun. It's always heartwarming to see children playing in the park. Richter seems to like kids, perhaps because they're on the same wavelength. He's a child. We won't get much done standing around here. Why don't we go and check out Ayame's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I'd prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then, be my guest. Okay, that shouldn't be long. Yay! She was totally home. I'm back, ma'am. So, nothing? I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. Party girl. However, I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You've got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite them being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. Wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. You're planning to go that far? Yes. We won't make much progress sticking around here. Yeah, I guess so. Let's go see if we can meet somebody. The Hyaku Soap's headquarters are on the other side of Southwari Gezui Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. So an influential person at Hyaku Soaps is potentially a curse bearer. Richter proposed we use money to negotiate for the curse stones, but we could hardly outbid a large corporation if it came down to it. He tells me he barely slept last night, and yet he seems to be brimming with energy. Was I, too, that resilient at his age? Perhaps it's what sets apart a detective from the rest? To think a small soap-making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. Oh, it's Richter speaking. You can see why director and now chairwoman Natsue Yamamori is called the Queen. She's the Queen? Chemical producer that ranks 4th largest in domestic detergent market and 7th largest in cosmetics market. From its humble beginnings as a small soap factory established after the war in 1946, founder Natsue Yamamori utilized her feminine perspective and well-timed economic boom to boldly lead the company into new markets. Even as the market grew crowded with the industrialization of Sumida City, the company continued to expand, digging its roots deep into the area. In particular, it established itself as a household name by focusing its branding towards the rapidly expanding convenience store market. Its flagship products now include cosmetics, detergent, soap, shampoo, and more. The company's name, Hyaku, can also refer to kazuri, a type of patterned fabric. Oh, we finally get to meet her. Looking good, lady. Natsue is the former president of Hyaku Soaps, a large chemicals company. Though she retired from her position 2 years ago, she still wields great influence over the company from her position of chairwoman. Recently, there have been rumors about her possessing strange and powerful magical abilities, earning her the nickname the Witch of Hyaku. Prior to the war, Natsue enjoyed working her dream job at a textile factory. She was forced to face the bitter reality of the world, however, when the factory was destroyed by a fire during the war, and she was ordered to rework the fabrics she had painstakingly crafted into something more suitable for blue-collar work. Witnessing the rise in popularity of Western-style clothing in the post-war period, Natsue left the textile industry. However, a nod to her past can be seen in her company's name, with Hyaku being another name for kazuri, a type of fabric featuring patterns and images woven into the dyed fibers. Having long been dissatisfied with the soap supplied at the textile factory, Natsue saw a business opportunity and set up her own small soap factory. Taking inspiration from the imported soap brands, she developed new products which quickly gained a good reputation. Even the shrewd businesswoman, Natsue ran an aggressive promotional campaign on TV featuring a popular Japanese singer rapidly turning Hihaku soaps into a household name. Interesting. You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary. That's correct. Do you think it's possible he's acting on her orders? That's exactly my thinking. A curse bearer with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. Yeah. So an influential person, yeah? Surroundings. Back in the Edo period, the canal known as the South Warigezui ran through this area, but it's been turned into a major road. Oh. It's a bit away from Kinshiko Station, Ryogoku Station, though it's still considered a nice area. Stories of the ever-burning lantern and the foot-washing mansion both took place around here. One of the bodies discovered this morning was found by this road as well. This is quite a lively area, huh? I suppose you could call it somewhat of a city center. Okay. A warigezui, partitioning ditch, refers to a waterway dug down the middle of a road so as to divide it. Oh, that's interesting. At the dawn of the Edo period, the Honjo district was a little more than a collection of suburban rice farms. As the area became more developed, the South Warigezui was excavated in order to drain rainwater into the Yokojiken River to the east. Though it served the people long and faithfully, it was converted into an underground culvert at the beginning of the Showa era. In the present, no trace of it remains on the surface, but the streets that bear its name. Okay. First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night. Then I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. I'll be better if I go inside the headquarters alone. You should walk around. Visit a cafe for some tea, perhaps? It'd be better if I go inside alone. Okay. So an influential person. I'm going to go in. I may be a while, so feel to find somewhere to kill time. Feel free to find somewhere to kill time. Okay, good luck in there. Bye. Yeah. Sorry to keep you waiting. How did it go? I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt he's the same man I saw last night. But it doesn't seem like he's a curse bearer. But that doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed that we have a curse stone of our own. Excuse me? I tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night, however. You said your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the cursed stone in your possession. Cursed stone? What are you on about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there is no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You're a curse bearer, no? You're right. We lack time. I'll confess. I'm a curse bearer. Oh, shit. I'm a curse bearer. I possess the cursed stone from the haunting clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It is a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It is the prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it is now the site of these curses run rampant. So, you're telling me the Queen of Hihaku is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There is a sorcerer by the name of Srigan Gamiodo, who's gallantly working behind the scenes, exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of, tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over the cursed stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many cursed stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. Damn. We have 6. 6? Whoa, I can rest at ease then. And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. It seems we are on the same page. If that is the case, you should hand over your cursed stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment, considering its importance. I've been keeping it in hiding. Really now? Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I've got something important to attend to, but I promise I'll return with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume. How prudent of you. I'll oblige. Ooh. And that's how it went. So they aren't after the right after all. I wouldn't be so quick to trust them. Oh? I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. You may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 curse stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive. Yeah, it is. Well, now I feel gullible. The company is plotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with the cursed stones. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us not having collected any soul dregs. Yeah. Perhaps the people at Hihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. Because the chairwoman's a witch? I wonder about that too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged that information so casually? Takumi was either making it up as he went, or he's trying to spread a rumor. For what purpose would he do that? Recently, people have been caught up about the occult more than ever before. If word spreads that Hihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique. That's unsettling. Well, that's not cool. We should avoid Hihaku for the time being. It'll be a pain if I have to deal with Takumi again. That's fair. By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while we were in the company's reception lobby. And what's that? People were discussing whether one of the bodies found this morning was that of a Hihaku employee. Really? So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation. Despite that, I have reason to believe Hihaku Soaps is deeply involved with the 7 mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will go. How interesting that the Queen of Hihaku, or the Witch, whatever she is trying to get her hands on the rite of resurrection. It's like some kind of dark fairy tale. Regardless of what is or isn't true, we must stay on one step ahead. Agreed. Yeah, let's go back to high school. Well, you're not going to say it's 9 a.m.? Just come out of high school. Guess there hasn't been any developments. Okay, nothing's changed. Goodbye. Going to Midoricho Park. Just hanging. We're here. This is Midoriko Park. Midoricho? Oh. This is the place connected with the story of the Taiko of Tsugaru. Not only that, Katsushika Hokuzai's home was also in this area. That might be why Ayami chose to live here. Oh. A small park bordering South Warigezui Street, sporting a mixture of cherry and evergreen trees. Although unremarkable in most respects, its small playground always attracts a number of children come evening. While no trace remains in the modern day, it stands on what was once the site of the Tsugaru estate. The legendary artist Katsushika Hokuzai is also believed to have been born in the vicinity. Exciting. Think. What a waste of time. Okay. Is there something I'm missing here at Warigezuri? I feel like I am. Yeah, corridors are sides. Yeah. Is there anything else I can look at? Oh no. Thought that was something else. Alright, I'm gonna just move back to school, because apparently that's where I'm supposed to be. Maybe I'm supposed to think. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Possession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expected the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around to see what the students have to say. Inquire. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. Bye, Richter Kai. I'm back, ma'am. So, what did you learn? That school kids sure love a good rumor. I was particularly drowning in stories about Mr. Jonuichi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought, but there was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Jonuichi. Really? The story got two pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he was mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students. Then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtailed girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio who brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames. But what if it were true? I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. That's an amazing find. I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got in the wrong hands. Yeah. Well, so far it hasn't, no. Well, there's a serial killer out there. It might be problematic. Sure. Let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it is now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house. Just realized that our detective boy might use the right of resurrection if his child dies. It's pretty fucked. Yeah. Shiraishi. Love this place. It's so cool. I was here with the detectives. How did it go? I went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home, however. No one seemed to be there. Got no answer at the door, and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There was a stack of newspaper out front. Bizarre. Let's look at the surroundings. It's a bit quieter over here. It's a residential area, after all. All these rundown row houses really scream work and class, don't they? Yeah. I never liked these messy and cluttered back streets. They give me the jitters every time. It's reassuring to have someone as strong and tall as Richter accompanying me. He looks so unfazed. I suppose a detective is used to this kind of thing, always investigating and chasing criminals. I wouldn't be cut out for it. Surroundings. Think. I don't understand why no one's come to this house, even after Michio committed suicide. Wonder if this place is okay. Great question. But most of all, where's the stickers? Did you find them? Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out the Shiraishi's reputation really went down in the dumps this past year. Is that so? I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in the better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first, they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in return. So far, so good. What happened? Well, as I said, their reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband had moved on into the household. His name was apparently Kenkichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. So, what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him to not hit Michio. That's terrible. As if it wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishi's standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. That's awful. And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many local expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with Shiraishi's entirely. It seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems that they were still considered outsiders, even after 3 years of living there. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Damn. Life can be tough, I suppose. Yeah, stay single, like me, Harue. Oh, actually, no, she's not single. She just has a husband that doesn't show up. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. We don't care, apparently. Oh, who's this guy? Common-law husband of Michio Shiraishi's mother, Toshiko Shiraishi. Kenkichiro started coming and going from the Shiraishi household a little over a year ago. It seemed he had served some time in prison, but the details aren't known. Oh, so you came here too. Hey, it's us! What is it? Yeah! Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? Oh, could you repeat what you know for one more time for me, Richter? It's my boys. We're friends. Yeah! Oh. Alright. Let's be Yakko! Back from dead. Let's resume. Can we continue? Are we all gonna hang out together? That's gonna be exciting. Komagata Bridge. Let's go to high school. 9 a.m.? That's a great time. Everyone loves 9 a.m. Yeah. We're here. And so, Miyokuro Suzu and Yako Sakazaki decide on their next location to investigate. Oh. I guess we gotta be fancy sushi time, I suppose. Yeah. 9 a.m. Yeah, now we get to talk with people. Yeah? Do we get to talk with people? Seems like Michio's house is at the end of this road. Don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. Ario's checking the Shiraishi household at the end of the road. The street's real narrow, so two big guys like us would stick out like a pair of sore thumbs. Okay. Alright, I'll go check the house. Whee! Ario's off checking the Shiraishi household. I'll just wait till he gets back. So the Shiraishi household. There's a chance that Michio didn't actually kill herself. Might be for the best that we didn't find her parents. Yeah, makes sense. It's quiet. Place normally pretty lively. Oh, you're back. No luck, boss. No one home? Doesn't look like it knocked for a while. Glanced at the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. Saw about 3 newspapers stuffed in the mailbox. Huh. He's disappointed. Not much we can do if they're not home. Let's go somewhere else for now. No? Can't go anywhere else? See if going to the high school works. Yeah! Yeah. Oh, there they are. Hell yeah. We're at Komagata High. Class suspended. I know those people. Oh yeah, it's our psychic girl. Ideally, we could talk to someone who was involved in the incident. Easier said than done, though. Ideal? Hell yeah. Huh? That's... Boss, what is it? You want to talk to those girls? I do! Yeah, I do. This is divine intervention. We were brought here for a reason. Come on, Ario. Huh? What? Dead body. Hey, aren't you... You must be the high schooler skirting the child labor laws that I've heard so much about. Way to go, Ario. Say that again? Sorry about that. He's with me. Mr. Tatsumi, If that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my working conditions. I'd prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Don't worry about that. If you help us out, you can have whatever you want. Boss's treat. Wait. Really? Thank you so much. I've always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Ooh, yeah, like one of those places in Ginza. I've never been. Let's go. His face. We got ourselves a deal, right, boss? The girls are at our service. Hold on now. What just happened? I never said I'd... Sushi? Looking forward to it, boss. Wait, since when were you included? You guys are funny. You should do stand-up. Loving this chaos. Forensics is still investigating the area. I didn't really want to bring these kids to a place like this, but there were too many onlookers outside for us to speak comfortably. Besides, it would be good to have Mio look around the scene too. Sushi, huh? Well, if that'll solve the case, it's a small price to pay. I'll just expense it to Paranormal Affairs later. Hell yeah, nice fancy place. It's usually easier to let Aereo do the talking, but when it comes to young people, but we only have a day. It'll be quicker if I take the reins this time. But he did manage to win them over with the promise of food. Let's see how this plays out. Scene of the crime. What's that rope all about? Oh, what's that rope all about? It indicates where Jonuichi's body was found. They've moved his body, but this way we still have an idea of how it was found. Yikes. That's a little gross. You can even see how his arms and legs are all ugh. Cool it, Aereo. You're scaring her. This kind of stuff's a little much for a kid. Hey, I'm pretty sure she only asked because you were staring at it so intently. Alright, that's enough. Mio, what do you think? I knew it the second I looked at the scene. You're right, traces of a curse still linger here. I figured as much. Does that mean Jonuichi was killed by one of the curses of the 7 mysteries? Yes, a strong curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Wow, Mio, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess. Nope. I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat? Stop it, Mr. Tsutsumi. She's going to get the wrong idea. Whoa, that's amazing! Mio, you're a professional! You think? Totally. You're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome. When you put it like that, I'm not sure how awesome it is. So a curse was used here, which means the curse bearer must have been on the scene too. Scene of the crime. So a curse was used here. Whoa. Just had like a little bit of slowness going on. Guess everything's fine now. There's nothing else, right? Sticker? Is it on a ceiling? Is it in the body? Okay, there's no stickers. Shame, I was missing with those birds. Yako. So this is Yako Sakazaki. She was with Mio. Could she be a friend? Did Mio finally make a friend? If she did, it would do this old man's heart good. But I better not say that out loud. Don't want to make her look bad. Yeah, you know what? Good stuff. Tsutsumi's great. Mio Kurosuzu. She's like a disciple of the Paranormal Affairs chief. I've heard that she helps out with investigations free of charge under the guise of training. Although she's my old boss's protege, she helped me out plenty a while I was in Paranormal Affairs. She may look meek, but she's got strong spirit sense, sharp instincts, and courage. Plus, quite the brain to back it up. That said, I can't help but think there's some kind of darkness following her around. Yeah, I guess before we get into the meat of everything, We'll stop here and continue the investigation after, but I'm glad to be our detectives, and I'm glad we have some excellent music to go with it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later in the next part of Paranormasight.